Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the West Coast Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Richard Frias Guzman. And on today's episode, I am going to be doing a two-part episode, just giving you guys a quick update on the Dodgers as they have had a couple games here going up against the Mets. And now last night, had a really nice game. I ended up winning 5-0. Clayton Kershaw had an amazing game. Talk all about that. Kershaw Martínez had an amazing game as well. Plus some really nice defensive plays that I ended up noticing from the game. We'll talk all about that here in the first part of today's episode. And then lastly, we're going to talk about, of course, the Lakers. As they are underway, we'll kind of do a little bit of a preview for tonight's game going up against the Grizzlies, game number 2. We'll just kind of talk about everything maybe you could be expecting, everything that the Lakers should be doing, and everything that the Grizzlies will be doing. And maybe we'll even do a little bit of a overview of the whole NBA playoffs. So with that being said, guys, I do just want to go ahead and take a quick minute just to go and remind you guys that you can find me on Instagram and you can find me on Twitter. Same handle for both, West Coast Pod 702. Again, that's West Coast Pod 702. You can also follow me on Facebook. I have a page on there as well. It's West Coast Sports Podcast, same as the podcast is spelled. Definitely going to send me any kind of DM message or anything like that from there, and I'll be happy to go and talk to any one of you guys, whether if it's about sports or just want to say hi, tell me anything you want to do or anything you want, and I'll be happy to go to talk to you guys. And if you have any topics or anything like that, I might even start doing maybe some giveaways or something like that. We'll go in and see what I can do. But with that being said, today is Wednesday. What is it? April 19th, 2023. It's just another beautiful day out here in Las Vegas for myself. Hope you guys are all having a great day, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast, which is episode 137. So with that being said, guys, just want to get right into the podcast here for you guys. Last night, Dodgers had an amazing game going up against the Mets. Clayton Kershaw was firing on all cylinders. He definitely got to show why he's been a dominant pitcher in the league for so many years, even with not having that big big powerful fastball that he used to have. Now he has a fastball that has more movement, and then you combine it with that amazing curveball and amazing slider that he has. There's no stopping this man. He got multiple strikeouts. I think it was 8 or 9 strikeouts in the whole game in 7 innings. I got an amazing performance out of him. I mean, just overall a great game. If you haven't seen it, definitely going to check out all the highlights. He had multiple guys just swinging and missing at that big curveball that he has, and just reminding everybody again why he's been a dominant pitcher in the league for so many years again. So definitely great to go and see him when it comes down to it. I mean, if you guys don't know, I'm a big time Kershaw fan. I started off watching him when he first became a Dodger, from the very beginning when he was drafted by the Dodgers all the way up until now. I really love the fact that he's been a lifer, that he's been a Dodger for all this time. He has so many records as a Dodger pitcher now because of the longevity that he's had. A lot of the great Dodger pitchers were not lifers, were not there for so many years, for all those years. So definitely great to go and see that. He did hit, of course, that magic 200 number or 200 win mark. Some people ask, is he going to get all the way up to 300? And that's really hard. He would need to play arguably another 6, maybe 8 years or so, maybe to get to that point. All depending on how many wins, of course, he gets in a season. But anywhere he's averaging, I want to say it's anywhere between like 12 to maybe it might be more. There's times that he's had some high win numbers, so it all really depending on how the season goes. But I highly doubt that he would be able to go all the way up to 300. He ended up hitting another another milestone, being number, I think, like 26 or something like that on the all-time strikeout list, having like 2,600 or 2,800 something, I don't know, something like that. Maybe about 200 or so away from 3,000. That's another one that maybe, I don't know, it's going to be difficult for him to get to that point, but definitely great milestone for him to go and achieve. Great to go and see just another dominant performance from him all over again. But with that being said, not only did he get the job done, but as well his defense got the job done. And if you guys didn't catch the game, or if you guys didn't catch any highlights or anything like that, definitely go and check them out. You'll definitely see 2 major plays that I ended up noticing. Well, actually, it was two plays by Miguel Rojas and then one play by Miguel Vargas. So with Miguel Vargas, he ended up having a great leaping catch over at second base. I think that ball was for sure going to go into the outfield, but he was able to, rise up quite easily, catch that ball, and then just deliver a laser to first base to go and get that double play. And that was right at the end, right when the Mets were starting to build up a little bit of momentum and everything from there. So you definitely appreciated that you got to see that he understood, it was a heads up play kind of deal. So definitely great to go and see that. It was definitely a great play in my opinion. Now the other defensive plays that I ended up noticing, Miguel Rojas, he ended up having some great plays over at shortstop. One where the ball actually ended up making a weird bounce, went into his chest or something like that, but from his heels, he was still able to deliver a good enough throw over to first base where he was still able to get the out, even with a bounce over to first base. So definitely great to go and see that. I mean, you have players like that are, even after making a mistake or even after having a little bit of a weird bounce or something like that, and you're still able to go and get that throw off. That was amazing. And then shortly after that, you got to see another routine, shortstop play, get the ball over to first base. So you get to see this guy really is a master out there in shortstop. So definitely great to go and have two very, very great defensive players in second and short, as all the changes and everything that happened with the shift. So the other thing here, other player that ended up showing up great, of course, JD Martínez. If you guys didn't see the game or you guys didn't catch the highlights, definitely going to do so again. You get to see his 2 home runs that he got, making it 3 for the season. First one was just a no-doubter, straight to center field, pretty much. It was nice to go and see overall. Got a chance to go and open up the game like that, making it 2-0. And then his second one, I believe that was actually the one that made it to 3-0. Making it basically all his runs and everything from there, the home run, and then the second home run solo that ended up going over into, was it right field? So definitely great to go in and see when just JD Martínez kind of, because I think a lot of people kind of were counting him out, thinking that he wasn't as good of a player anymore. But I'm really thinking that it's the exact opposite. I think we ended up getting a big time steal. The dude is just hitting very well, seeing the ball well. He's a solid defender as well when it comes down to it. It's just overall when it comes down to our outfield, even with the mistake that ended up happening today with Hayward, I mean, it is what it is. Mistakes happen, errors happen in baseball every once in a while. Maybe balls went a weird direction the last second or whatever the case is, but overall, just all the outfielders, the whole team all together you definitely see that they have the right kind of pieces. You just definitely would like to go and see that they continue to, make it work each and every day. And or at least more than not, so then that way they can at least get some sort of a winning record there. But when it comes down to it, definitely excited to see what the rest of the season's going to look like. We have to go and wait to see. Of course, there's plenty of games to go, but just a quick little update on all that. And with that being said, I did want to actually just transition on over to Lakers. Before I do so, I do want to take a quick minute just to want to remind you guys that you guys definitely can follow a page on Instagram. If you guys haven't done so, definitely do so right now. I mean it, right now. No, I'm just kidding. No, just honestly, when you get the chance, check it out. It's called Rosie's Designs EST 2022. It is my wife's page. She makes all these kinds of amazing chip bags where if you have any kind of a birthday celebration or anything like that, she actually just made some today, last night for a celebration today. We're actually going to be celebrating a family member. She's one of the family. But anyways, her birthday is is today, or we're celebrating it today. So definitely check those out. You'll see something new on her page posted there. But definitely check out the page, because you'll see a bunch of other different chip bags on there that she's already designed, and you'll be able to go in and just see all the different possibilities that you can come up with, and anything that you can think of. If there's a certain character, color, design, or anything like that, definitely go in and send it over to her, because she can most likely make it happen. But with that being said, again, definitely just make sure you drop a follow. It is Rosie's Designs EST 2022. Drop a follow if you have any questions. You can find her on Instagram, or if you have any questions at all but don't have Instagram, you can send me any kind of messages on my accounts or on my email, westcoastpod702, or sorry, westcoastsportspodcast@gmail.com. So if you have any questions at all, send me even an email and I'll make sure to help you out from there. But with that being said, guys, I do want to transition right on over to the Lakers. And with the Lakers, of course, we have the preview of tonight's game. So tonight's game, big time game, Grizzlies still at home, still over in Memphis, and it would be absolutely huge for the Lakers to come up with game number 2. Now, the big question, of course, is Ja Morant going to play? And in my opinion, if he doesn't play, they have to come away with victory. Make this, get greedy, don't play with your food, whatever kind of analogy you want to put to it. Just don't mess around, right? Don't mess around. Don't cause there to be more games than there needs to be. Take care of business. Just go win there today. If Ja's playing, cool. If Ja's not playing, cool. Either way, it should matter. Either way, I feel like they should be able to come away with the victory. But if Ja's not playing, there's no doubt. There should be no excuses for them for not to come away with this victory. And I know a lot of people talk about that. The Grizzlies played really well when Ja was out and this and that and blah blah blah. Anytime that Ja was not playing, they ended up doing really well. Yeah, that might be true. That's the regular season though. When it comes down to it, Anthony Davis and LeBron James are those type of players that once the playoffs come around, they kind of elevate their game. And you talk about players like Shaq. Shaq always talking about during the regular season I average 24, 20 whatever and 12 or whatever, and in the playoffs it has to be 30 and 15, that kind of deal. It needs to be 34-15 or something like that. And those are the kind of examples, and I know maybe Shaq might be the bad example there, because it's Shaq. But you have other players, Kevin Durant, you have Kevin Garnett, you even have Paul Pierce, you have Kobe, you have all these Dwayne Wade, all these other examples. When these players get to the playoffs, they just elevate their game to a whole nother level. So definitely great to go and see that. Overall, that the Lakers will have a chance either way. Because based on everything that ended up happening in that last game, I am expecting a lot of it's really all coming down to Ja. If Ja can play, then I'm definitely expecting there to be something different. Maybe a new game plan, so to say, for the team. I'm pretty sure that the Grizzlies are going to come up with some sort of other game plan, maybe another rotation, whatever, or maybe double team AD instead of maybe sending soft deep double teams over to him. They'll be actually sending a full-on double team over to him, making it so then he has to make some sort of decision whether if he's going to still attack or whether if he's going to throw that ball over to another teammate. And some people are probably trying to say that's exactly what they want to do because they know that maybe his passing is not all that great. But I definitely think that AD has worked enough on his passing and how to read these double teams enough to the point where he's actually I don't think he's gonna struggle all that much. So we'll definitely go in and see exactly what's gonna happen. When it comes down to it for this game. Even when it comes down to it, a lot of people are thinking, are the Lakers going to have another player like Rui or somebody else that's going to step up? And I really do think so. Is it going to be Rui? Is it going to be somebody else? I'm pretty sure it might be any kind of combination, because it sounds like overall their game plan was to let Rui make those or take those shots. And rightfully so, I guess. Who else are you really going to try to get? When it comes down to it, you only have two stars, I think, that you really would have to game plan around when it comes down to it on the Lakers, and that's LeBron and AD. Otherwise, the others, you kind of just play them straight up, if you would. Yeah, maybe there's a couple little things, specific things, to that matchup that you want, But overall, I'm really thinking that those are the two main guys that they worried about in their game plan moving up to game one, or getting closer to game one. Now, getting closer to game two, or right around the corner from game two, I really think that it's going to be a thing more of where the Grizzlies are going to be more in desperation mode, if that makes sense. So they are going to throw everything at us. They are going to be trying to make it so then they do not fall 2-0 or 0-2, when then heading over to LA. Because heading over to LA for them would definitely be difficult. I believe, if it's anything like myself, I'm really hoping that I can. Well, I doubt it now, but I really hope that I can. If for anybody going to a Laker game at home, definitely go and scream. I mean, if the team's doing well and everything, the team's, if the team's playing well enough to the point where we can cheer, I definitely would want everybody in. I'm saying it, Staples Center. This is not crypto for me. And everybody in Staples Center, if they yell as much as they can for every single chance that they can, definitely do so, because I think that'll definitely fuel up this team, get them pumped up, so then that way we can hopefully, if we take care of business today, I'm pretty sure we can go up 3-0 in that first game at home, and then just wrap it up in game number 4. And wouldn't that be something? The Lakers, as the 7th seed, to take out the 2nd seed, and not only just take them out, but sweep them. Imagine that. Now, I'm not going to get too caught up in all that, because you got to take it game by game, So game 1's out of the books. Game 2's tonight. We'll see what happens. My prediction again, I definitely think, regardless, Ja plays, Ja doesn't play, we're coming away with the victory. And I definitely think that it's the right way that they should, or the way that they should. I mean, of course, I think they should definitely approach it this way, and I hope that they are approaching it this way as well. Because I think that rest for this team is the absolute best thing. So if you can make a series short as possible, do it. So, and that means if they can win today, then that'll definitely be the right step in that direction. But I'm just saying, I think all ESPN, the whole media, everybody would go crazy if the Lakers sweep the Grizzlies. But we'll see what happens. Game 2 tonight. Hope you guys watch it. I will be talking all about that. If not tomorrow, then on Friday, we'll be talking all about that game. We'll be going and just previewing maybe the next game and talking all about sports again. So with that being said, guys, I did just want to go and wrap up today's podcast with that. Hope you guys have a good Wednesday. But lastly, I did just want to go and just remind you guys to go and check out my sponsor for today's podcast, and then you can also get 10% off if you decide to go ahead and order anything by using my promo code, if you would. So the name of the company that is sponsoring today's podcast is ProDo. Pretty sure I've told you guys already about ProDo a couple times. If you guys haven't checked them out, definitely do so. You can find them on Instagram. You can find them, I believe, also on Twitter. But they even have their own website as well. It's ProDo Shop. But if you want to check them out on Instagram, again, that's ProDo Shop, ProDoughshop. I'll be tagging them on my Instagram and as well on Twitter, just so that way you guys have that available. If you guys have absolutely any questions, definitely feel free to let me know. But you'll definitely won't hesitate to go ahead and check them out. They are a company that has developed an amazing protein powder that they use. Or at least they use the same kind of ingredients in that protein powder in order to go and make these amazing pastries, desserts, anything that you can think about when it comes down to anything sweet and amazing, anything tasty and sweet. I am actually waiting to go in and actually put in one of my orders, so that way I can go in and show you guys and start talking a little bit more about this. But if you guys haven't, but definitely go and check them out if you guys like sweet things, like desserts and stuff like that, but do not want to go and worry about hitting the gym like crazy afterwards. Definitely go and check them out. Again, ProDo Shop. I'll be tagging them and as well putting all kinds of nice hashtags that they would like to go and have out there, so that way you can go ahead and have more options, or that way so you can be informed and everything from there. But if you guys have absolutely any questions or would like to go in and get a discount on any kind of an order from there, definitely use my promo code. It is WestPod 702. Again, West Pod 702. And you'll be able to go in and get 10% off on your entire order from there. And if you guys do make an order, let me know so that way I can make sure to go ahead and post it on there, or send me or tag me or something like that, and I'll make sure to go ahead and send my props on over to Pro Dough from there. But if you guys, again, definitely check them out. And that is Pro Dough Shop, PRODOH or DOUGHSHOP. Sorry, guys. But again, check them out and you won't be disappointed. Otherwise, thank you guys for everything today. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys have a great Wednesday, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.